No scripts required. No scripts required. A podcast with real conversations, zero rehearsals, and absolutely no scripts. And now, here are your hosts.
All right, guys, welcome. I didn't get a chance to click the unmute button because I was looking down at something. Welcome back. No scripts required. Here we are. March is here already. March 7th, 2025. I am Mike, and as always, joined by my co-hosts or whatever we are. We got Jim, Jesse, and Dustin.
Hello.
It's been last week. We took a week off because we had I don't know, it's still going on. Last Friday was my son's 13th birthday.
Happy birthday.
He actually they had something at the school, this thing called Maroon and White Night, where it's basically like a casino. They have all kinds of like a cakewalk, but it's crumble cookie. They have pizza, crap like that. It's like a big carnival thing. They have a thing the 8th graders get to go like an hour early, and they have like an escape room for them. Only the 8th graders could do it, but then the rest of the school, the 6th and 7th graders show up and they could do that. They're there till about, 9:30ish at night. So that's like something that they like to do. So I got suckered into helping because I opened my big mouth and said something about, I'm not doing nothing on Friday really. And they're like, oh, well, we could really use your help. And I'm like, fuck. So it kind of worked out better.
Keep those expectations low with the school, man.
Well, next year I was going to do it anyway because it's his 8th grade. It's his last year in the middle school. I figured I'll help out and I can embarrass him. Trying to watch. I enjoy watching like his friends try to like spit game to like the girls that they like. Like our neighbor, Dirty D as we call him. He gets in the car because I bring him home from school with my son, and he's always like, hey, he had a crush on a girl. He was always trying to ask for advice, and I'm like, dude, and he told me what would happen, and of course my son and a couple other kids are like embarrassing their friend in front of this girl. I guess today they talked about something about like his dad sells buttered chicken, and the girl was like all confused. It's like, what are you talking about, buttered chicken? I don't know where that came from. He got in the car and he's like, I'm so pissed off at your son. I'm like, why? And he's like, they're going around saying my dad sells buttered chicken. I go, the hell does that come from?
That's weird.
I was like, I don't get it. And they were like, no. He's like, and he's like, well, the girl I like is in science with them, and the only person that would say that this is. He goes, how about buttered chicken, and now she's all confused. And I'm like, dude, just tell her. I say, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. Or you own it and you just make fun of it yourself, and then she'll think you have a sense of humor, which he has no game whatsoever. It's very painful. I mean,
we were all there one time, so
it's the age.
It is. It's the awkward age. Well, then we also found out that my son has a crush on somebody.
Oh?
Well, he was like I kept asking him, he wouldn't tell me, and then he finally kind of hinted at it, and he had Tuesday was their band concert, and I guess the girl is in the band. I didn't realize she was in the band, so I looked at the program. I knew the name, so I knew the first name, and it's not a common name even in today's standards. So I looked at the name, like, oh, she's in the band and she plays French horn. And I was looking at the French horns, and I knew there are 5 French horns, and obviously 3 of them are boys. So I'm like, well, I know it's not them and the 2 girls. So there were 2 girls that were sitting next to each other, and I kind of was like, okay, which is the one that he has a crush on? One is dark hair with glasses and one is blonde. So I'm like, we'll see. So I asked him, I said, which one is she? Is she the dark hair with glasses? He said, no, the other one. I'm like, okay. So now I know. I did point to his mom was there, and I sitting next to me, and I showed her in the program. I said, that's the one that he has a crush on. She goes, which one is she? And I'm like, I was like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't tell her, and he asked me, you didn't tell mom? I said, no, I didn't tell her. I didn't say anything. She's not going to say anything to him about it. I promised him I wouldn't tease him about it, which I haven't with the girls. He's why he wouldn't tell me.
No, that's a load of crap.
Well, I don't really listen. I will. It's just like
my son when he dated girls.
Which was what? When he was like 10?
Yeah. 10, 11, 12.
I don't know. I mean, again, what are 12, 13-year-olds going to date? What are they going to do? I got your number. Let's text, and then we'll go hang out at, I don't know, whatever. It cracks me up. I'm like, you really don't start getting serious, these relationships, until about 9th, 10th grade. But I said, whatever. But I thought it was pretty funny. He was all like, and now I kind of dropped it in the car to his buddy, because his buddy, the one we bring home, he knew, but he didn't know. And I said, well, she's got two technically names that could be somebody's first name, because her last name is Rick. So it's like, okay. And he's like looking around. And he's like, oh, I still didn't know. Well, now he figured it out. I think Dimitri told him who he likes. I'm like, do you even talk to this girl? He's like, no. I'm like, dude. He's like, well, we used to be friends, like, because he has another friend that's a girl, and the two girls, they used to be really good friends. Of course, how teenage, Dustin, you would know how middle school girls are. How they are friends like 1 week and then they hate each other the next week.
Oh yeah, my daughters are changing their friend groups almost weekly.
Yeah, so that was the middle school drama for the week. The buttered chicken, I thought, was just randomly awfully kind of funny tonight when you mentioned.
I like there was no explanation of what that meant.
Buttered chicken, chicken cooked in butter, I guess.
Well, they always have slangs for different things. Like
I thought that too, and I asked him. I was first question is like,
it doesn't mean that to them.
I've heard it somewhere.
Oh, I asked him, and he said, no, it's actually buttered chicken. So I'm like, all right. I was kind of curious at that too, but you're right. I mean, they could call it could be like when you called to me when you were over here, Dustin, you called them a big back. I had never heard that term before.
Oh shit! I looked on Urban Dictionary what it meant.
Oh, I knew what it meant as soon as he said it. Because the way my son reacted, and then he was saying, "Yeah, my dad's a big back." And I'm like, I know what it means. It means I'm fat. So yeah, I get it. I get it now. So now it's funny because that's what he calls his buddy that lives 2 houses down, who's kind of because I always called him Dirty D for no reason whatsoever, but he's a bigger kid, so they call him Big Back, and he'll admit it. He's like, I'm a big back. I'm like, see, the kid
I have to have my kids explain that shit to me.
Mine won't. He thinks he can because he can use it against me. And now, but when I know the terms, and the best part is I actually will say them to him, and he gets all pissed off. Don't you ever say that again? And I'm like, no. And I'll use.
I don't care if I know the terms. I only use the terms to mess with your son.
Oh, and you're welcome to mess with him as much as you want to. And I mean,
Other than that, I think at one point I instituted a rule that said none of that crap in my house.
It won't stick.
And now they actually stuck to it for about a day.
Yeah, and mine wouldn't. He would just laugh at me and just immediately go to it. I did tell him though, if he continued to call our neighbor, he would always call him. He's like, "You're fat." If you keep calling him fat or fatty or anything like that, it's all a term of endearment. Obviously, they're like the two of them have known each other since they were like 3, so like 10 years they've been friends. And I'm like, if you continue to do it, I said, I'm going to reveal to him who you like, and I might even make up a couple names and have him spread it around the school, and not make up the names of the girls because I know some of the girls. And I kept telling him, I said, look, I think I have a feeling there's a girl. One of his buddies has a younger sister who's a 6th grader, and every time she sees him, she's always like, "Hi, Dimitri," kind of like that. Like, even when they're like playing, if he's playing like or Fortnite or whatever with her brother, and she'll like, who you playing with, and he'll be like, on Dimitri, and he'll go, "Hi, Dimitri." I'm like, I think she has a crush on you. He's like, no, I don't think so. Like, sounds like he's like, she goes, well, he does it. She does it to all other guys too. I'm like, well, maybe she likes multiple dudes. I mean, it's possible, So I always tease it. And I always say I'm going to mention to her dad because I'm friends with her dad on Facebook. I said I'm going to send her dad a message and say, hey, I think Dimitri and Mia have got a little crush thing going on there, and just kind of see what he says. Kind of like embarrass my son, which John, knowing her dad, he'll probably laugh and go along with it, but type of thing. But yeah, so that's been I know it's kind of sad that we're living through vicariously the middle school, whatever, middle school kids. That's my life right now, I guess.
I remember those days.
Sad and pathetic.
For my son. Yeah.
What's messed up is I'm at the point now that I cannot keep up with the terminology that they use.
It's stupid.
All the other stuff. And, I had kids young, so I took that as a took that with pride because my older kids couldn't pull anything past me because all the stuff that they would say. I'm like, I know exactly what that means, but now I don't with our youngest.
Well, that's because the stuff now just it doesn't make any sense.
No.
At least the stuff when we were younger, you could at least tell by the way it was used or how you said it, you knew whether it was good or bad. You could be clueless walking into a conversation with us and at least get the gist of it. Nowadays, these kids will throw out the most random. I mean, they string things together, and I tried to explain it to my daughters. I'm like, you can't just take a word, throw 4 extra letters onto it in random order, and say that it means something. Like, that's not how language works.
Skibbity Gyat Rizzler. No. And then they just repeat it, and then you hear them like, we just got done our basketball season ended on Monday. We didn't go to the game because my son was sick. Long story short, we had an ER visit on Saturday. The doctor thinks it's like sports induced asthma. And then he had like some sort of a strep. They called him Monday and said that, so he's on antibiotics. But anyway, he wasn't feeling great, so we didn't go to the game on Monday. Our season ended, but the stuff that you would hear these kids, not just our team, but the other teams, because we were our league was River, Westlake, and Lakewood, and you would hear the kids talk, and it's like, oh my God, I thought it was just something in River. No, it's everywhere. It makes no sense. You hear them like calling each other like different names on the court. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like you said, you can't just add letters to a word and make it. If my son was up here, I'd make him come over here and say one of these words, but he's downstairs, so I can't. I can't get him to come up here. If he comes up later,
language.
It's like they are. I mean, I don't know. I just told him, I said, you keep talking like that, I'm just going to start writing these things in cursive and you won't be able to read it. So,
That's great.
So yeah, that's how you would confuse them though. But anyway. But so what you guys been up to the last couple of weeks since we've been on last? We were last the 21st of February we were on last. So
nothing new for me, just working.
Exciting.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We're boring.
I'm 50 years old. I have no social life.
That's why you do this.
We're all old.
Yeah.
We are old. I was at the Cavs game on Wednesday. I took my son to his first ever Cavs game.
That was his first game, huh?
Yeah, I'm wearing the hat that he wanted. I just figured I'd throw it on because it was white and it matched my sweatshirt. Trying to be all like, I don't know. I don't usually wear white hats. I think they're kind of, I don't know why, but he wanted it. I'm like, all right. And then he wanted a jersey. So on top of the tickets, the food, and the apparel and parking, I will say I do like the new way they do the parking down there. They have an app, and you just scan a QR code, and this app, as soon as you pull in the garage, it knows you're there, and it says, "Okay, time limit started. Just drive on out, and then we'll just charge you." I'm like,
Did you park at the lot that's connected on the 3rd floor to the arena?
yeah, our seats were the same, like the club level, the same like when we would go to the MAC tournament there, but we were behind the Cavs bench, but up in the club level. And so the garage, the east garage, has that walkway that comes right across, like on the 3rd floor, like you said.
Yeah.
So we literally
special event parking that's connected to the arena.
It's 30. It's 30 now. But
dude, I was there last week and it was $20.
$30 cost me $31.50. It was $1.50 convenience charge. It was $30 to park there. It even said it right in the sign, $30. They must have raised the price $10 because of the
Kevin Love.
I don't even know that, but it was $30. And then
because we were there, we parked there when Connor performed. Connor did bucket drumming with the 216, the Monsters game.
Yeah. Monsters game. That's why. It was Monsters game.
Huge difference.
That's why.
Yeah. And then I took all the kids last Saturday and took the girls to their first hockey game.
Yeah, that's why. Minor league hockey, they'll charge. They can charge. They have to charge less, or they do. But those lots, when you drive in to get to that road off of East 9th, you turn left on that road. It goes right by the baseball field there, or that to get to the garage. There are those lots that were like, what was that bar that used to be over there? That
Alex
Uh,
Cooper.
You're talking about by the
Cooper
BP
Sound?
station?
when you turn left to pull in, there's that the progressive field, and then you turn left at the street to go to the east garage. There's that road, and then those parking lots like
Thirsty
on
Pear?
the right.
That's right there by the
Yes,
Thirsty
the
Pear.
Thirsty
Thirsty
Pear.
Pear.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there. I don't know, but those
Yeah.
parking lots there, they were charging $50 to park
Yep.
in those lots, and I'm
They
like,
always do for events. Yep.
what? And I mean,
Well,
but
dude,
it's,
if you make a wrong turn and end up over at the lot that's attached for the Jack, it's 60.
wow.
That's why I take the Rapid down there when I go down there.
Well, I wasn't about to take the Rapid just because
It's
of
$5.
Yeah, I know, but I almost parked
Yeah,
the
dude, I'm
Tower
not
City.
18 anymore.
I almost parked the Tower City. Plus, it was a weeknight, and I know he had homework still, so we still didn't get home until almost 11.
I wonder what's going to happen with parking when they move the Brown Stadium.
If they move the Browns.
They're gonna-
They are. It's going to Berea. There's no. That's not. It's going to Brook Park. It's not staying at the lakefront.
Yeah, and there's going to
I'm
be
happy.
parking. There's going
There's
to be
going to be a lot of
built-in
parking.
They're that whole area. They're just gonna build a stadium. They're gonna have parking out the ass. They're gonna have all that stuff. They're gonna have
There's a
garages
rapid
and
right.
stuff.
Rapid station's right there.
Yeah, they could extend the rapid
Oh,
station. The rapid station goes. It's across the street, but they could extend it into the. And they'll figure it out. I
They'll
mean,
figure it out.
it's still about I don't know 3-4 years away, but I mean, it was just I just couldn't believe it. Well, the cool thing was I told my son, I'm like, we're just gonna park on the roof, like all the way to the top. I don't care. It's so much easier to get in and out of there. And we parked close to the steps to go down. So we walked down the 2 flights of stairs. We walked across that little bridge, got in, and we walked in. There was of course, you walk in, they got the like the jerseys and the t-shirts and the hats right there. So I'm like, you want to look at something? So he grabbed the hat, this one, and then he grabbed a Mitch. He wanted to get a jersey. And I'm like, yeah. And I wasn't thinking like, I'm like, oh yeah, the jersey. I forgot they were the actual like licensed one. So they were like $130 for the jersey. Mm-hmm. So when I checked out for the 2 items, it was like $198, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I mean, whatever. I'm like, whatever. He's already worn the jersey like 3 times since he put it on yesterday. We went over to my mom and dad's for dinner last night, and he had to put it on. So and he put it on during the game too, over his sweatshirt, which I'm like, okay, he likes it. It's cool. It's worth it. And so we walked in, we got that, and we literally walked down the hallway. And I asked the usher that was there, I'm like, where? He's like, literally pointed right across. He goes, you guys are right there. So we walked down the hallway, like down two steps, and our seats were like right there.
Nice.
So when the game ended, we literally got up and we just walked right to the car, and we got out of the garage real quick. But then we were sitting with all the idiots walking across the street trying to get over to Ontario. I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, it was a great game. If you guys probably saw it, Kevin Love's first game back in Cleveland since he left. That's the first time he's played here. And the pregame, they gave him like a standing O. We gave him a standing O, like when they announced him. And the announcer didn't do like the monotone Kevin Love. He did like when Key was here, he goes, Kevin Love, like that. So the place got erupted. He kind of did the wave and everything. And then of course, between the first and second quarters, they had the tribute to him. And after that was over, you could see he was watching it, and they kept putting the camera on him, and he was getting it affected him. You could see it in his face.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then when the fans started giving the standing ovation, he came out on the court and he was like doing the heart, thank you. And he was pointing at his ring finger, like the championship ring. Mm-hmm. And even after the game, he said he wasn't expecting that and didn't want that, but he really appreciated it. And the cool thing was they kept showing like Richard Jefferson. They showed him, and they showed Tristan Thompson during that same game on the Jumbotron too. And they kept showing the banner, and even Richard Jefferson was doing the thank you to the crowd. It was really cool, really well done. I'll say that I hadn't been to the Quick Rocket. What is it now? Rocket Arena.
Rocket Arena.
It's changed like 6 names in the last 5 years, I think. I haven't been to it since they renovated it. So this is my first time back, and I was like, damn.
They did a nice job.
They did a good job on it. Yeah.
Freaking scoreboard is fucking massive. I'm like, good God.
Like, I mean, it was big. It was big before, but this one is ridiculous.
Yeah, and of course, when they do the announcing of the team, like the fire shooting out of it, you could feel the heat when we were sitting. Yep. And my son was like, "Oh," he like jumped a few times. I'm like, "Oh yeah," because he's never witnessed that in person. So I was like, it was cool because it was a good game. Of course, he was really into it too, and the people that were sitting around us were cool. The family in front of us was kind of annoying, but they had younger kids. And the dad who was sitting in front of me, like standing up, like and was like watching. I'm like, dude, seriously. I get what he was doing. I kind of felt bad for him. They had 3 young kids, and I think one of them had the sound, things like that. Probably maybe if it was autistic or whatever. I mean, I felt they were good, but it was just kind of like, oh, dude, you gotta shit or get off the pot here, dude. Do something. Take the kid out, or don't just stand in front of us. And I didn't want to like have to keep. If I wanted to watch it on TV, I would stay at home, type of thing. But it is what it is. I mean, it was a good experience. He seemed to enjoy it, and that. So I thought it was.
Connor's been wanting to go to a Cavs game.
And normally, and it was his. He asked me, and normally my son was like, "No, I don't want to go to any sport." I asked him, "Going to go to a Guardians game?" No. Do you want to go to a Cavs? No. Until like this year, he actually was like into it. I'm like, well, maybe this will change things, and he'll actually want to go. So I don't know.
I get discount tickets at work.
So I texted my daughters, and I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about taking Connor to the Monsters game. Would you guys want to go?" 100% expecting them to be like,
no. Yeah.
Both of them. Sure. And by the time that we left, my oldest was just like, hockey is now the most exciting sport I have ever seen.
I've never gotten into hockey. That's a thing.
I watch it every night almost.
I don't dislike it. I just have never gotten into it. And I'm like,
I've never gotten into it, but I like watching it live.
Yes. I haven't been down there yet this year, but I got to get down there.
Being at any sporting event, I think live is because and also the fan experience that they do. They do a really good job down there at Rocket.
Yeah.
With the Cavs. I mean the stuff. There's all. My son was always like, well, there's gonna be extra because it was on ESPN. He's like, well, there're gonna be a lot of like breaks. I go, there'll be extra timeouts, but there's always something going on. Like they have something with like the Jumbotron. They've got something with like, and they're giving T-shirts away. They're doing like they did a $10,000 half court shot. They had 6 people do it, and the first 5 guys went up and did it, and they missed. The next guy comes up, and he's like calm and cool, dribbles up to the half court line, and just doesn't do a running shot. He just like did a jump shot, and he swished it. And I'm like, and my son looks at me, and this is going to sound terrible. My son looked at me and goes, "You know why he made that shot, right?" I'll give you now. Think about it. There were 6 people. One made it. The first 5 were all the same. My son looked at me and goes, "You know why he made that shot, right?" I'm like, "Oh, dude, seriously." And I'm like, "Why is that?" And he goes, "Because of the way he goes, because he was too cool." And I'm like, "I know what you really meant, dude, but whatever." But it was good. It was really cool to see him win that 10K. It was cool though.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Even like Tristan Thompson and Garland were like, they showed them and they were like, oh, they were like all like surprising. And it was like he shot this. It was like Steph Curry hitting like a wide open jumper. It was like swish.
Was the dancing dog there?
Moondog?
Moondog?
No, they have like a real little Chihuahua type dog that
no
dances.
Chihuahua.
Now they had these pogo dudes that jumped around these pogo sticks, and then they had like these drummers that they beat on like trash cans, and they were out there. And
yeah, that's the 216 sticks. That's the group that I performed with.
Yeah, that was them. They were out there.
They're pretty good. They're talented. They're
awesome. Really good. Everything they did was everything they did was. They also had like a YMCA game going on. Like it was a bunch of girls basketball, a bunch of young girls playing at halftime. There was always something going on.
What's the Monsters mascot? Sully.
Yeah.
The big
so yeah.
Seagull.
So we're sitting in the seats, and Sully comes walking down our row. Just giving fist bumps to all the kids. Gets to it's Leah on the end, then Madison, then Connor. Gives all 3 of them fist bumps, standing right next to him. Looks down at Madison, who's holding a bag of popcorn. He just looks at Madison, looks at Connor, reaches his hand into Madison's popcorn bag, rips out a big handful of popcorn, and just throws it in Connor's face. I mean, I laughed, but then part of me wanted to be like, "You son of a bitch! That was a $6 bag of popcorn."
I will say this about the concessions. We were in the club level, so I could order on the app if I wanted to, and they bring the food to you. So we did that when we got there, but I didn't realize that when you walk up, and they used to have like those concession areas, But now they just have like you walk into this thing and you just take what you want out of like this warmers. Like they have like drinks and then they've got like hot dogs, popcorn, nachos.
Yeah, you just go scan your stuff and pay.
Yeah, well, I went in there and I paid. I scanned the 2 pretzels. He wanted the pretzels, so I grabbed a couple pretzels, and I couldn't find how to switch to the drinks. And I'm like, I'm not standing here waiting. And the worker was just standing there, like looking around, like not even at me, just like not paying attention. I'm like, fuck this. I just paid for the pretzels and left. I took the
That's a
drinks.
felony. It costs so much.
Oh yeah. Well, I've already spent enough fucking money on this place. The tickets weren't cheap,
Stole
and
$100
even
of
with the
drinks.
discount I had, I just got a water and a Diet Coke.
That's like $30 right there.
Yeah, the pretzels were like $7 each.
Yeah.
It's like oof.
Expensive down there.
Yeah, I mean it was good. You know what though? You know, my dad did it for me when he would take me to. We used to go to Indians games when I was younger, and we had seats right behind the Indians dugout. And he got them from somebody at work, I think.
Well, yeah, but when we were younger, going to an Indians game, like you got those seats right behind the dugout for like $6.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
but moved down there.
Exactly. But we literally right. So I mean, my dad did it for me. He would, and you know, it's like, what do you want? Do you want, you know, normally you buy your kids something you normally wouldn't get them.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a special occasion. We don't go often. It's not like we go every week to the Cavs, and we're not season ticket holders. I couldn't afford the like 10 grand or whatever it would be for a ticket for a season. I mean, I would want to go down there every day anyway. Although a lot of people, I could probably have sold my tickets and made my money back and then some this year if I did that, but I don't really feel like taking a loan out to do it. Got more important things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that was cool. Like I said, I was glad he wanted to do it. And that too there. And then
one of these games I'll have to get Connor down there.
They performed too. The Diabetes.
Like I said, Dustin, I get discount tickets, so if you want to go, let me know. I'll give you the link.
We get discount tickets not for Guardians games, but Progressive Fields. That's what they sent something out. I'm thinking, I don't know. Yeah, see, oops. I think Jim and I are doing the same thing. There you go. So yeah, it's not just tickets; it's parking, the food, and traffic. I agree there. Jim, I'll let you handle that from now on.
Well, everybody takes the rapid these days, so that's probably what I'm going to do next time I go.
I'll be honest. So once we got out of there, I mean, yeah, $30 to park is ridiculous. But once we got out of there and got away from the arena, or maybe everybody cleared out, they walked across the street. We got right on the freeway. We were home in like 15 minutes. It wasn't bad.
Well, and it depends, because, I mean, if we took the Rapid, it was 4 of us. So just taking the Rapid would have ended up costing just as much as parking.
Right. Oh yeah. Because for you, it's better that way. Plus, then you can leave if you want to leave early. You're not at the mercy of making sure you get to the station and the train isn't just like leaving and then you got to wait like 8 minutes or 10 minutes whenever the next train shows up. Because I used to do that when I worked downtown. I took the train for about a year or maybe like 6 months, and I finally realized the bus was a better idea. I used to drive over there and take the train down there, and you would suck when you're trying to get there. You'd like get down there and you'd see the train like there. And you like run, and then as you're running through, you're like, fuck, and you see the doors are closing, and you got to wait like another like 12 minutes for the next train to show up. I'm like, God damn it.
Interesting people down there.
Very much so. There was a dude on the train the one time he was talking on his phone. His name was Cornbread. It's a white guy. He's like, it's cornbread. I'm like, oh, dude, what is up with this? Yeah. People watching was great down there.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah, we always used to take the Rapid
oh yeah,
back in the late '90s when I was going down for all the Indians games.
Oh yeah, that was the way we always would do it. And nowadays I'm like, I'd rather just drive myself down there. I'll pay the extra money or get an Uber or something. I don't know. So I don't even know if it's any cheaper to take an Uber to go down. I thought about calling an Uber, but I'm like,
the fees would be so high to get out of there.
Yeah. Plus, I didn't want to have to wait for the person to show up. I'm like, screw this. I'll just drive myself down there. It worked out good.
I've either driven myself or like I think I went to a concert last year and just had Beth drop us off right in front of the venue and then just pick us up later.
My sister and my niece went to the Stones when they were at no Rod Stewart when he was at the was he at the
First Energy.
Yeah, and with Billy Joel.
Yeah. He was the First Energy, and my niece's boyfriend was going to drop them off, and they were down there, and the policeman said, "If you get out of this car, I'm ticketing you." He wouldn't let them drop them off like right there. They weren't moving. There was like dead standstill, and my sister's like, "We just need to go there." And they were like, the cop says, "You can't get out of the car here. Otherwise I'm going to give you a ticket." So he made them drive like back on the shoreway and do like come back. And then they had to drop them off like in the warehouse district area. And they had to walk.
Damn, that sucks.
Well, yeah, that's because they had all the roads down there closed.
Right. And
I let them out of the car. I'm trying to think where it was. It was just on the other side of the bridge from the stadium, maybe like a block away.
Oh, see, that's not bad. Well, it worked out because then I guess they when they got over, the concert was over, they ended up getting picked up and they got back and everything. So I saw Billy Joel with Elton John like in like 2001 or 2002 or whatever. So I was like, yeah, he puts on a great show.
I've seen him a couple of times. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I don't know about Rod Stewart. I'm not a huge Rod Stewart fan.
I never saw him. I was supposed to, but 2020 hit.
I think the last concert I've been to at the arena was New Edition.
I was there. I worked that show.
So loud. We left early because it was so loud.
You're old.
New Edition?
Yeah, New Edition.
Was Bobby there? Bobby Brown?
I was going to say, did he sing Roni?
There was.
He's about 10 to run. They sing Mr. Telephone Man.
They did.
I don't know. My last concert was I saw Iron Maiden last year.
I can't even think
Primus,
what
my last show 2 years ago.
I can't even think what my last concert was.
I saw Primus with Slayer down in Columbus on Slayer's farewell tour.
I saw Slayer a bunch of times. I always put on a good show.
My buddy is going to go see him down at, what is that, Louder Than Life down in Kentucky.
I'm mad that I saw Jerry Cantrell's touring with somebody, but he's all in California. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's not coming. I was watching.
I looked. I was trying to see. I can't even think the last concert I was at. It might actually, the last concert I might have been at was when we went and saw Alice in Chains last time they were here. That might have been the last concert I was at. Oh, they're always a great show. But I
don't know. I went a very long time. I think it was since that Alice in Chains. So I did not go to any concerts for a while.
Yeah.
And then it was Slayer in Columbus. Then I went like 3 years ago. I started going to Incarceration.
At the Mansfield.
Yeah, down at the Mansfield prison.
Yeah.
Then I've seen what? I've seen Metallica. I've seen Iron Maiden twice now. Like the last couple of years, I was just like, screw it. I'm starting to see these shows. And dude, Iron Maiden, those guys still put on an amazing show.
They got to be in their 70s by now.
Yeah,
at least it's
but they play perfectly.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, Bruce is all over the stage, running all over the place. Like I'm winded just watching him.
Yeah, I think
they put on a great show. Metallica, I wouldn't pay to see Metallica.
I saw them back in the 90s at Gund Arena at the time. It was a good show. We had really good seats, but I'm like,
they're hit or miss. I mean, depends on what they got.
It was the 90s. It was late 90s.
I saw them like 4 or 5 times, and
that was
they were good shows, but I wouldn't pay to see.
Yeah, we saw them 2 years ago in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And it was a good show, but it's just, I mean, just to be honest, they can't keep up with the music that they used to play.
Oh no. No.
But the thing is they still try to. So it's So it's like Kirk messes up songs. You could tell like James's vocals just can't do what he used to do.
No, nobody can. So it's like, yeah. I mean, I think that we were talking about, was it last year, going to see Hootie and the Blowfish when they were at Blossom? But
Oh yeah, we were. Yeah.
we didn't get tickets because the other couple guys we were going to go with couldn't sit on the lawn. They didn't want to sit on the ground. So I'm like, I'm not paying that much extra money to go sit in the pavilion and see Hootie and the Blowfish. I'm sorry.
What I've been doing for Blossom, and I did this, so Connor's a big metal fan.
Yeah.
And I took him to go see Slipknot over in, what the hell's the venue? It's like Blossom, but it's just over into Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of it. Yeah.
Star Lake. Yeah.
Star Lake, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
I've worked there before.
So, dude, what I do, and I did this for the Offspring last year too, at Blossom. I bought my tickets on freaking Groupon. $25. It was like $20 or $25 lawn seats, and then when you're like on the day of the show, log into the Live Nation app and do an upgrade.
Yeah.
Me and Connor sat dead center stage for Slipknot, maybe 15 rows from the stage, and it only ended up costing me like total $50 a ticket.
Oh, damn. I just see the thing about Blossom with me though is it's not so much when you're there at the seats, it's getting to that damn place and leaving. I fucking hate that place.
Imagine working there.
I'll make that trip to Star Lake any day. Dude, we parked because they wrapped the parking around the venue.
Smart.
It seemed like it was like, man, this is a long freaking drive to get into where you can park. But then we got out, and it was literally like a 3-minute walk. I think we walked farther from the gate to our seats than we did from the gate to the car.
Oh, Blossom, it's like 4 miles to get to your car, and then you got to drive back. Then you got to drive back the way you just walked. It's like, I just fucking walked all this, you know. And then you're sitting in it, and it's like 2.5 hours just to get out of that place because the roads are all freaking little 2-lane little fucking.
It's a hick town, that's why.
Well, yeah, but you'd think they would up. Well, they do. They upgraded a little bit, but no, I try to avoid Blossom as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, I love the venue. I guess
me too.
Situation around it, but I'm looking at taking Connor. He wants to go see Breaking Benjamin and Stained.
Oh, I don't like
Stained. I don't like Breaking Benjamin much. I don't mind Stained so much.
I don't like Breaking Benjamin. Yelled at me.
You just have stories.
I always kind of liked them, but I never really thought to go see them live. But they played Incarceration last year, and they put on a great show.
Oh, they put on a great show, but I don't like them. So, but they put on a good show. They were a good live band.
Jesse, you don't like most musicians.
You're right.
He's dealt with them all.
I have problems with them. That's why.
Dealt with them.
I like them. I don't like them personally.
He's like, the music's fine. I just don't like that.
Music's fine. I don't like them personally. They're dibs.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I think now that my son's older, I mean, I could probably do more concerts. He's not really interested in the music. He's interested in is not. I have no interest in the crap he listens to. Although he does like I listen to Lithium a lot in the car. And the other day we were going. Where were we going? He and I were going somewhere, and No Excuses came on. We were on our way home back from school, and No Excuses popped on, and he started singing along. Like he knew all the words. I'm like, I've trained you right. There it is, Blossom. See, that's when it looks okay. I mean, that is Blossom looking. He's now.
I've never been to a concert that looks like that in the lawn.
No, the lawn nowadays
10 times more people.
Yeah,
did they do something with the lawn seating? Like they don't allow it anymore or something?
They have their own. They got rid of the lawn pass.
You have to rent the chairs from them.
Yeah, you rent the chairs, and they had a lawn pass for like $250.
Yeah, they got rid of the lawn pass, but they said they're doing something else. They just haven't announced it yet.
They probably lost money doing it on Live Nation.
Yeah, I mean the actual the lawn. I remember the one year. Were you at this concert with us, Jesse, or was this the one you missed when we went? And we went and saw Hootie and the Blowfish with Edwin McCain.
I missed that one.
And it had rained, so we were that was the one where good old DM went poo poo in the woods.
Poop in the woods, yep.
Yeah, and you did miss that one. That looks a little more like it. That still looks like not enough people in the lawn. But we were, it was raining, so the lawn, it got to the point where there was a slide. People were like running, they were sliding, but there weren't as many people, but so they could do it. It worked out pretty well.
You remember going to Buzzard Fest back in the day?
Oh God, yeah.
In the mud, and we just sit there and throw clumps of mud at people in front of us.
Yeah.
Shoot them up the crowd. That was a blast. Everybody was doing that.
All right, you won that. You were just like filthy, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't drive.
Yeah, I don't know who drove. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
I never seen like that. Look at that. That's how you rent the chairs. You rent the ones up front there.
You want to say rental on the back?
Yes, very good. Is that what it says? I can't see what that says. But
yeah, it says
rental. It does.
It says rectal. It says rectal.
Rectal.
It's got a little thing sticking up from it. But yeah, that looks a little more like it. But yeah, Blossom. It's a great venue, but I just getting it out of there is the worst. It's like the worst place possible.
No, it's
absolutely.
It is by far the worst venue that I've dealt with.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know, Dustin, you got to take off in about 20 minutes to go pick up your wife at the airport. So I wanted to get into this first segment. Thing we had planned. Well, I don't know. Would you rather? Like, I'll give you the option. Would you rather talk about these short-lived, these 80s and 90s short-lived fast food items or would you rather do the movies, the upcoming movies for March?
Let's do the fast food.
Okay. All right. So this is actually something I know Jesse had posted in our production meeting chat last week, and it's basically it was on ranker.com. So it's just like people were like ranking these things in order from like there were like 20 on there. I didn't get all 20 because a couple of my there's a couple of restaurants that we don't have around here, so I didn't even bother to try or add them because we'd be like, I never had this before. So they're the way they're in order, they're ordered from the number one would rank number one on the list. So I'm just going to start from the top. The first one actually has an actual commercial from the thing. It's a 30-second commercial. Some of them have commercials, but the majority of them are just pictures of the item. Anyway, so I'm going to play the commercial first, and then we'll talk about it. So here's the short TV commercial for this item it was from Wendy's.
You've seen biker bars and piano bars, handlebars, even Zanzibars, but you've never seen nothing like Wendy's Super Bar, where you get all you can eat for one low price. Only at Wendy's, the best burgers in the business and a whole lot more.
Now after 4 p.m. you can have dinner at Wendy's all-you-can-eat Super Bar for only $2.99. It's a dinner deal that lights up the night, so try it tonight.
So there it is, the Wendy's Super Bar. Do you guys remember that?
I don't remember that.
No. So Wendy's Super Bar was a buffet style. So it basically had salads. Believe it, Wendy's sold Mexican food. So salads, Mexican food, pasta, and desserts, all for the $2.99 price. It actually is introduced in 1988 and was discontinued in 1998. So what they said is the concept was Wendy's Super Bar was a buffet style offering that expanded upon the existing salad bar. Because remember, Wendy's actually had a salad bar up until like 2006.
Yep.
In there.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's another good picture of it. So the menu would be a variety of items: salad, build your own burritos, hard shell tacos, spaghetti, rotini with vegetables, garlic bread made from hamburger buns, and dessert like fresh fruit and pudding. For lunch it was $2.99. Dinner price was $3.69. It was discontinued in the late 90s due to high maintenance required to keep the buffet stocked, as well as a decrease in people dining in. So, and some of the other features some places had like a build your own baked potato bar. I think they actually had that they kept that around a little longer. They also later on they added pizza. And unlimited sodas or pop were included in the deal too for the $3.69 deal. But it was popular for a time. Ultimately, it proved too difficult for Wendy's to maintain it. So that was the number one on the list here. Let me remove this so I don't play it again. The next one, it's not a commercial, but if you guys remember this, it's the old Bigfoot pizza.
Yep.
From Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
It's a 2-foot pie with 21 slices. Was popular, but ultimately discontinued It discontinued. They introduced it in 1993. It was $10.99 for 3 toppings. So massive pizza featuring 2 square feet of pizza, offering 21 slices. It became popular choice for parties and gatherings, is obvious. The Pigfoot pizza was discontinued due to the high cost of using special sized boxes, pans, and dough, making it unprofitable.
Makes sense.
Doesn't say when they discontinued it here. So I think it was sometime in the early 2000s, I want to say, because I remember that thing being around for a while. And I guess people, yeah, I mean, a lot of people say like other chains will offered it to compete with them, like a bigger size. I think not Pizza Hut. I think like Domino's did one too. All right, so the next one on the list would be Taco Bell's Enchiritos.
I don't remember that.
This came
I
out.
don't remember.
Well, this actually was a flour tortilla filled with beef, beans, and onions, and topped with red sauce, melted cheese, and was introduced in 1970 and discontinued in 2013. It did return for a limited time in 2022 after a fan vote. So it was actually removed the menu in 2013. They actually said you can still order it somehow. There's like a special menu. It was on earlier on. It was on this site that I'm looking at. But you could go in there like the special menu. You can order something and add certain things to it, and it'll come out as pretty much be like the Enchirito. I do remember it, but I never ate Taco Bell very much. So yeah, it was brought back there. So okay, let's get this off here. The next one is the good old McDonald's McDLT.
I remember that. I got that once.
Yeah, remember the commercial was the hot side hot and the cool side cool. Came out in 1985. The burger was discontinued by the early 90s, so it was only around for about 7 or 8 years. There was a burger with lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise, and that was the stuff on the left side, and then the burger itself. The only thing I didn't like about it is the cheese was always cold. It never melted the cheese. It was packaged in. Yeah, it was packaged in like that. Came in like a 2-part package to keep the hot and the cool side cool. Actually, what it said, the marketing campaign was focused on the theme: keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool. Jason Alexander from Seinfeld fame was in the original commercial for the McDLT in 1985. Other celebrities that appeared on the McDLT commercials included Aretha Franklin, Jerry Butler, Kobe Bryant, Cedric the Entertainer, and current President Donald Trump. William the Refrigerator Perry also helped promote the McDLT. If I'm mistaken, I think that's kind of how the M was his brother. We had him here in Cleveland.
Richard Dean Perry. No, Richard Dean Perry.
Michael Dean
Perry.
Michael Dean Perry. Richard Dean's the actor. Yeah, Michael Dean Perry. We had the.
He's dead now.
Yeah, but we had a similar, but he was like I could eat 92 of them. I remember that one there. All right. Let's see. Look at this one. Next one is another Pizza Hut one. It's the triple decker pizza. It was featuring 2 crusts, 6 cheeses, and was introduced in 1996. It was 6 cheeses, varieties. You could put meat on it. It had different kinds of meat toppings, and many people will remember this fondly. This pizza. And I kind of remember this one. We didn't eat Pizza Hut very often, but it was like crust with the cheese. They had another crust on top with more cheese and everything.
I thought it had too much cheese. I remember it.
Yeah, and it's.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I thought it was I didn't think it was a good thing. It didn't last very long, from my understanding. Do we have let's see this one. All right, so yes, the next one is also another commercial here. So here's another 30-second commercial. It's a McDonald's item, so here it is.
Do you know which one ingredient makes my Arch Deluxe so great? It's not just one. That was a trick question. It's all the ingredients of my Arch Deluxe that make it taste so great.
Nice hat. McDonald's Arch Deluxe.
I made it for you. You know, when I created my Crispy Chicken Deluxe, I knew you'd love it. That crisp chicken filet. It's right up your alley.
McDonald's Crispy Chicken Deluxe.
Hey, I have my name on my shirt, too. I made it for you.
There it is. The Arch Deluxe. You guys remember the Arch Deluxe?
Yes.
I remember it.
Yeah,
Introduced-
that one I remember.
Introduced in 1996. It was a marketing flop, and it was discontinued in 2000. So the concept was basically it was trying to bring in more sophisticated people, trying to make it look like a more like you could go to like an actual like upscale restaurant and get a burger. That's what this was kind of a thing. And then that they had that guy playing like the chef. Yeah. It was promoted with a marketing plan, including commercials and featuring Ronald McDonald in a business suit and a slogan, "The burger with a grown-up taste." There it is.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks more fancy as
You
would
never
like.
looked like that though.
Oh no, they never
No,
looked at them.
not even close.
Nope.
They said McDonald's reportedly spent between 150 to 200 million on advertising for the Arch Deluxe, making it one of the most expensive marketing flops in the company's history. And some franchisees reportedly didn't want to sell the Arch Deluxe because of the significantly specialty ingredients that it required. If I remember, the burger was a 1/4 pound patty with peppered bacon, leaf lettuce, tomato, American cheese, onions, ketchup. Dijonnaise was Dijon mustard and mayonnaise sauce, all split on a potato flour sesame seed bun. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was kind of funny seeing McDonald's, and all of a sudden my son wanted McDonald's for dinner. He wanted their fries one day, and I'm like, "You want McDonald's?" And I actually got like a 1/4 pounder with cheese, and actually wasn't too bad.
Once in a while, they're fine.
Yeah.
It's a coin flip. I've gotten it when I've been on the road sometimes, and it's either good or it's so greasy that the bun is soaked.
Right.
Well, you know what the key is?
If you get a good one, they're really good. But man,
The key to it is to ask for something not to be on it. Like for an example, when I get a cheeseburger, I say no onions, even though I don't have a problem with onions. I say no onions, and then it comes out fresh.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with the McDonald's by my house here. The one I order, I usually order in the app now because I don't want to feel like getting out of the car or go through the drive-through. I just order in the app and they bring it to you. Plus, you get all kinds of like deals and stuff like freebies.
Yeah.
I think I got like a.
So do you tip them?
Fuck no.
No.
No, I'm not. I ordered the food on the app. I didn't talk to them. They're just bringing me my food. No, I don't get a tip. Screw you. All right, next one on the list here, and I don't remember this one. It's the Burger King's Burger Bundles. It was introduced in 1987. It was a set of mini cheeseburgers. It was only lasted about a year. Introduction 87. Burger King introduced the new menu called Burger Bundles, which were packs of 3 tiny cheeseburgers. They were trying to compete with White Castle, I guess.
Yeah.
It was continued late. The variant of Burger Bundles, they had chicken bundles, also introduced in 87. It was a chicken mini chicken sandwich. It's like a little slider, I guess, is what they did. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that one either. And you'd have to be an idiot to try and compete with White Castle. They've already got the drunk middle of the night people locked down.
Yep.
Yeah, and I never really ate Burger King often, but I'll be honest with you. Every now and then I'll get a Whopper, and it's really freaking good.
Yeah, it's my favorite of the fast food burgers.
See, Wendy's is my favorite out of all of them, but but Burger King is a very close second. All right, next one is speaking of Wendy's. Do you want to see them, Jim? I'm sorry.
I was just going to say a lot of the Burger Kings are disappearing for some reason.
Yeah, there's one here.
I noticed that.
They really were never that, like, there really weren't many of them around. And the one that's by me here, it's never busy. I mean, there'll be people there, like every now and then. You go at lunchtime, I can get in and out of there in like 15 minutes at the most, and it's real quick. Next one, speaking of Wendy's fresh stuffed pitas. They were introduced in 1997. Oh, they were available in 4 varieties: chicken Caesar, ranch chicken, garden veggie, and the Greek. So they introduced it in 97 as a response when the wraps were like a big thing back in the late 90s. They were marketed as a healthier alternative to burgers, possibly targeting women who were assumed to prefer healthier options. The fresh stuffed pitas were only available for a short time, appearing on the menu for only 3 years. So it's not it wasn't something they were trying to add. It was like obviously a limited time thing. And I do remember those things. We actually, this is when we were working at CompUSA. I remember we used to walk up to the Wendy's there, and I remember going there with one of the people that worked there, and she'd always get one of their wraps or their stuffed pitas or whatever. And yeah, I never got one, but I remember those. Going back to McDonald's, there was the McDonald's pizza.
That's still around. I think maybe not. No.
Yeah, the McPizza was introduced in the late 80s and early 90s. It was called the McPizza, and then they changed it just McDonald's Pizza. It was discontinued at most locations in the late 90s because it took too long to cook. So I guess they began testing pizzas in the 70s and in the early 80s, and eventually they launched it in the late 80s and then the 90s. Despite the initial testing and rollout of many locations, including the international ones, the McPizza was ultimately discontinued. But in most restaurants in the late 90s, the primary reason was the 11 to 16-minute cooking time, which did not align with their focus on fast food.
I was surprised to find I never knew that some of the McDonald's do biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. It's actually really good too. There's
Never
sausage.
had it. I don't know a McDonald's around me that serves it.
I don't know if there's any up here. We would see it. We would go camping like in central Ohio, and we would always hit this one McDonald's up on the way back, and they always had it. And
Tennessee has it too.
Yeah, I think it's more south you go, the more they have it. And I love some biscuits and gravy, some sausage gravy and biscuits. That's some good stuff.
Oh
yeah. Next one is kind of more of a thing. It was a Chicago thing. It's the McJordan meal. It was released in the early 90s, and specifically in the Chicago area. It was the McJordan meal was a value meal at McDonald's created in the early 90s, featuring a quarter pounder with bacon, cheese, onions, pickles, and barbecue sauce with his fries and a drink. Jordan was reportedly involved in the development of the meal, declining several variations until he settled on the one. They did. Now, the McJordan meal was released exclusively in Chicagoland area and estimated to receive about 300 locations. Then they kind of did the other brand, like Travis Scott meal came out in 2020. It was pretty much the same thing. It was the same burger. They just rebranded it with Travis Scott. And they said the McDonald's aired the memorable commercial, The Showdown, during the Super Bowl, whatever that was, in '93, featuring NBA legends Larry Bird and Michael Jordan. I remember they were shooting those.
I remember that commercial. Yeah.
The shooting thing.
The Raptors.
And they were shooting to get the burgers and whatnot.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that now.
This next one I never had, but I did remember that when Taco Bell had the beefer or whatever, that it was a taco in a burger form.
Sloppy Joe.
It was when Taco Bell first came out. It was in 1977 is when they released it. And it lasted until the mid 90s. It was basically just a taco on a burger with lettuce, tomato, and a hamburger bun. And they brought it back in the early 2000s briefly, and then it was discontinued for good.
It must have been in certain areas because I worked at Taco Bell in the early 90s. And we didn't have that.
Oh, really? Because it said, I remember when they first came out, this was one of their original items they had on the thing. I watched one of that show, The Food That Built America, and one of they talked about was the Taco Bell thing, and this was one of the originals. Maybe just phased it out as it went. And they let's see. I'm trying to see if it says on here when it was phased out. It looks like it was rebranded the Bell Burger, and it was mid 90s. It was pretty much phased out. So maybe the one you worked at, they got rid of it before.
Yeah, they had to.
All right. So the next one, I kind of remember these. Is when Burger King did their dinner baskets.
I don't remember that. They served you too, didn't they?
Yes, the dinner baskets were introduced in 1993, and you basically ordered your food and they brought it to you. The varieties include you get the Whopper dinner basket, steak sandwich, chicken dinner basket, shrimp dinner basket, flame broiled meatloaf sandwich, fried clams regionally to the New England market. And then the side orders were either fries or baked potato and choice of coleslaw and side salad. And you would get
gross.
Yeah, that looks nasty. and then it was to try to appeal to a higher class. It kind of was their answer to what McDonald's did with that one burger, the one we talked about earlier,
Arch Deluxe.
the Arch Deluxe. Yeah, the dinner baskets, and they didn't last long. Obviously, they just continued it I think only for a couple of years. But they would also give you free popcorn as you waited for them to bring you your food. So you'd order, and they would try to serve you, and that there, yeah. A lot of McDonald's on this list, by the way. The next one is the McLean Deluxe.
Remember that?
It was a low-fat burger, came out in 91, and it was discontinued in 1996. It was marketed as a healthier option. The McLean Deluxe was marketed as a healthier alternative to the McDonald's regular menu items, with a reduced fat content compared to other hamburgers. Despite performing well in taste tests, the McLean Deluxe did not sell well and was removed from the menu in 1996. Some called the burger the McFlopper due to its poor reception.
Can't they just make all the food healthy?
Yeah.
All right, next one is a commercial too, and this is absolutely. And I remember they actually just had this back about a few years ago, but here it is.
Our McLobster is filled with big, tender chunks of Atlantic lobster. This is one sandwich that's bound to please everyone. Well, almost everyone.
There it is, the McLobster.
Oh, that sounds nasty.
Yeah.
I
love lobster. I don't know if I'd be willing to go.
Not
the lobster roll. No, it was introduced in 1993 nationwide, but it was brought back to New England in 2005, and since become a summer staple. Was graced, on the McDonald's menus or it's actually still there. If you go up to New England, you can still get it. So the initial
if there was ever a place that I would trust a McLobster, I guess New England would probably be the place.
Yeah, New England. The lobster roll was brought back in 2005. It's been there since since 2015. Now it was discontinued. Oh, I'm sorry, it has been discontinued since 2017 on the menu due to rising lobster prices. So they did try to bring it back, but
you're trying to tell me they used real lobster?
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like imitation crab meat. Don't they have imitation lobster? Yeah. And the next one is also another commercial. Now this is annoying. I watch this commercial and I'm like annoyed with it, but it's another McDonald's commercial. So.
Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me? It's so new to me. What you do to me? Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me? How my future will shine. Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me?
Hot dogs are hot again, and they're new at McDonald's.
Hot dog.
McDonald's hot dogs.
It's even worse than regular hot dogs.
Well, it lasted here. It came out in 1995, and yeah, that commercial was from the 1995 release. They just tried to, I guess, play it up with the song itself. It was introduced in 95 in only some locations, but it was discontinued real soon because it didn't sell well here. It returned as a seasonal items in countries like Chile and the UK, and it remains available if you go to Japan and get a McDonald's. You can get a hot dog in Japan. I guess Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, was opposed to the hot dog, and he prohibited them from selling them. But then after a while, he kind of got over. Now there are some other. Check out some of these other. These ones that didn't make that looks nasty. These other ones that didn't make the list here. The McHot Dog joins a list of other failed McDonald's menu items such as the McPizza, which talked about, McSpaghetti, and fish McBites. They had little fish bites. Well, I like their fillet of fish is really good.
Fillet of fish is good, but I'm not sure how the bites would have been.
Yeah, they're probably a little. It's like their nuggets, but just made out of fish. This next one is probably the worst named item I would ever come. It's the McDonald's McStuffins.
Keep stuffing.
He'd be stuffing it. McStuffins was a Hot Pocket style item introduced in '93 and came in 4 varieties: chicken teriyaki, Philly beef and cheese, pepperoni pizza, and barbecue chicken. And they were all discontinued later that year. McStuffins. Yeah. That the name itself, I'm just like, no. I'm going to give you a McStuffin.
I like how it says freshly baked.
I know. It's all frozen. So we only have 2 more left. There you go. Jesse got the fish McBites there. That is so nasty. Oh. All right. So we got 1 more McDonald's item and 1 more Taco Bell item. So the next one is McDonald's Golden Grill. Design featured the iconic golden arches using okay. So oh, wait a minute. This isn't the right thing. Tell me about the arches. Dang it. I guess we'll skip this one. God damn it. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if this will pull it up here. No, it's not. Okay, so I don't. This one didn't happen, so ignore that one.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll leave that one off the list. And then this one is probably the most nasty thing I've ever heard of. It's Taco Bell's seafood salad.
Oh, with their olives on it, of course.
Yeah, of course. Taco Bell's seafood salad, a taco shell bowl with seafood and taco toppings, appeared in 1986. The item featured a taco shell bowl filled with shrimp, crab, whitefish, and other taco toppings. It was removed from the menu after several reported cases of food poisoning.
Shocking.
Yeah. Taco Bell also launched a taco salad along with a Fiesta version in 1984. So there you go.
Just looking at them getting food poisoning.
Oh, yeah. That's.
I like seafood. I would not try that.
That's giving me diarrhea just looking at it. That's just disgusting. All right. Well, it is 9:07, and I know you probably have to leave, Dustin.
But yeah, I gotta get ready to go.
Before you leave, I want to leave you with this. I just had to play that for him, and he dropped off, of course, as I did. All right, why don't we take a short break? And since we were just talking about food, we've got the perfect song for it. So will give us a couple minutes, and Dustin is flipping me off for that. See?
That was a dick move, Mike. Dick move.
Oh, you love that guy, and you know it. You want us to get him on the show so we can interview him, don't you?
No. No.
I have no idea what that was. Some of the stuff this guy eats, I don't know what it is.
No. All right. Well, I'll leave you to your whatever obsession you have with that guy. But awesome.
Oh, awesome.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right, man. We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right. So, well, now we could take the break here. I just saw him flipping me off in the bottom there. I had to bring him back in. All right, so we're gonna play one of our favorite hits. There's no music video for Food and Fat, is there? With like a background to it, or it's just a song.
No, there's one coming though.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you finished that one or not. I know you were working on it. So okay, so we'll take a quick break. Jim, if you want to put up the "We'll be right back" thing, and I'll play the song. So a couple minutes, we'll be right back.
Boopies and cake, best friends in the game. Food and Fat, where they find their fame. Streaming all day, playing video games. Then off they go to where food claims. lupus and cake in a tasty race. Laughter and chatter in the air. Chicken wings and pizza, they just don't care. Food and fat, always a win. With every bite, a joyful grin. Food and fat, their favorite place. Tacos and nachos, a delicious space. Ice cream and cookies, a sugary grace. Lupus and cake, setting the pace. Calories don't count in this wonderland. Food and fat, where bellies expand. Lupus and cake, hand in hand, eating their fill in this food land. Food and fat, their favorite sight. Pancakes and waffles, morning and night. Cheesecake and pie, a pure delight. Lupus and cake in food spotlight.
All right, welcome back. Gotta come. You know, we got to figure out. I keep meaning to wanting to do is we got to get like a music, like not intro, like a segue music to come back in from breaks. I was just thinking about that, so it's not so like.
Sound good, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of it like this week. Nothing. I meant to mention it to you, Jim, earlier, but whatever. We're back, and Dustin, if you were here just a little bit ago, he had to go pick up his wife at the airport, so he'll be gone for the rest of tonight. But we still got a little more to talk about. So we've been like asking for Rev to come back. Trying to find that there's like a video of it, right? Rev. Well, there's this. Well, there's some good news for everybody. Rev submitted a Rev report. This was actually done last week, but we weren't on the air. So without further ado, a Rev report from last week. This is the latest one, so hopefully this will be the first of many.
Fake Facebook page out there of me that has put some really nasty data information about myself and other family members. And it's not me. It's Freedom something, and it's not me. And I'm in real trouble, guys. I'm in just real big trouble with a lot of things. So can you please pray for me?
So pray for Rev.
Absolutely. So yeah, he's basically talking about there's a fake profile out there called Freedom Web Real or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's been posting and impersonating him.
Yikes.
But you know what? That's funny because I had somebody impersonate me too, and they actually befriended some friends on my list.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They used a picture of a guy that kind of looked like me, but it wasn't me. They had my birth date, month and date, but they didn't have the year correct. So it was kind of funny.
People got too many times, and I keep telling them, I'm like, and a lot of people probably weren't aware, but before we started doing the show, like all three of us, including Rev, Dustin didn't get it because I don't think he didn't get anything, but we were all getting like weird text messages. I know Jack was getting bombarded. They were coming to his house and knocking on his door, stuff like that. I think they even like kidnapped him or something, or I don't know what the hell happened. Jack went missing for like a couple days, and then he just reappeared.
Last July 4th, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was here visiting, and he disappeared.
Yeah, I saw him at the fireworks, and he just disappeared.
Knowing him, he probably just got drunk and just passed out somewhere. Just knowing him, how he is. But anyway, so this group, I don't know who it is. they're like been like harassing and like stalking Rev for years, and they were texting us weird stuff. Like it was just like random pictures of stuff, like a picture of like a water tower or like of like random people. It's like, who are these people? And they wouldn't. There was no explanation to it, or they would just say something like "No Lorraine," tell them stay out of Lorraine. And then after we started doing the show and started like calling and whatever, they kind of like stopped. I haven't gotten anything in like I don't know how long.
It's been a while for me too. Well, it stopped when I sent a picture of who I thought was his dead brother, and it stopped at that.
If you think it's who it is, I don't know. We don't know who it was. I mean, Rev still says he still gets some every now and then, but I think they've gone way down. But I keep telling him we've got to keep doing the Rev reports. Rev report will
keep him away.
They're getting pissed.
He's got to come on and explain it. I mean, I can give everybody details, but nobody tells the story better than him.
No. So Rev, if you're listening, you've been. I know you were watching. You've been watching the last few weeks. We'll have to call it. We just get him on. We'll just we'll just send him an invite and have him come on maybe next week if he wants. Or
just use your phone. You can connect to your phone.
There you go. Yeah, just you don't have to do it. We'll send you a link. We'll get you on here. We'll just have you tell your story and what's going on, and maybe we can put an end to this once and for all. So, Rev, I mean, we even had some famous people here. And we had a video from our boy Snoop.
Hey yo, this is the Snoop D-O double G. Give him a big shout out to my main man Rev. We need you back, player. We miss you.
Him and ESPN's Screaming A. Smith, as I call him.
Rev, Stephen A. Smith here. Come out of hiding. I am going to say this one last time, and I need you to really listen. The world needs you. Come back ASAP.
So you got that. Couple of well-known people in here too. But all right. So Rev, we need you back. Jack's not here this week again. He's out in California or Arizona or something for work. He told me he couldn't. He last minute thing. If anybody wants to know where he's at. All right. So before we get into the movie stuff, I know we talked about or thought about doing something like every month. We'll have probably the first show of the month. We'll talk about like the upcoming movie releases for the month, just kind of so we can see what's coming out. I know eventually I haven't had a chance to talk with my old co-host with the Mike. My co-host Mike, when we used to do the show called The Real Review, we just would talk about movies and stuff. And Mike's really knowledgeable when it comes to that. He watches a lot of movies and he has a lot of really good reviews and stuff. So we're trying to bring that show back. So even if we do that, we can still talk about this kind of stuff on this show. We'll just kind of give a high level what's coming out if there's any interest in that. And the other show would be more of a more in-depth reviews of these shows and stuff. So more on that to come. Before we get to that, I know Jesse, you actually supplied us with a lot of memes and stuff. So instead of memes this week, you had a lot of like really odd videos that you sent.
Yeah, I found some.
Yeah, I mean they're good, they're great. So I'm gonna start off. They're some of them are really short. I'll start off with the shorter ones here. Here's one I call it "Scream Work," which I think a lot of us feel this way when you're going into work in the morning.
I wake up every day at 7 a.m. to get on to work instead of staying in bed, and I scream at the top of my lungs. Ah!
Do we have an intro for Jesse's memes of the week? I was looking for that.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I meant to click on it. Here it is. I keep saying I gotta arrange this to make it easier to find for me, and I never do it. So that's the first one. Here's another one. I want to know what's going on with this one. I wish Dustin was here to see this because I would love to see his reaction. But the hell was that?
First off, what is that? Fruit roll-ups
on
him. He needs to eat those.
Yeah, not wear them
because he's a twig. Second, what is that supposed to be? Some sort of a runway show?
I just found it. I was like, what the heck is this?
No idea.
I bet you it was in California.
It's probably California.
Or New York. It's one of the two.
New York too. Yeah, that's right.
It looks like that thing. All right, now this next one, I don't know if we're gonna get dinged on this for copyrights, but I've seen this before and it cracked me up. It's Pearl Jam singing a song, but it's with the LinkedIn, so you'll see.
Oh yeah.
On a way, on a visit, on a way, and a call, and I say, and I go, and I say, and I call out again. And the rest on a leave, come, I know. I said, I know, and I wait, on a back door, the back, can you see that?
It's great.
That is so awesome.
That's getting yeah, I gotta play on the air.
Well, I don't know. It depends if somebody dings us, and then you can appeal. It just may mute it. A funny thing is we had another one that got hit with a copyright, and I forget what it was, and I appealed it, and I got an email today saying that the person that whoever has the copyright for it didn't even respond to it, so they just said, okay, you win your appeal, so it's back
Nice.
in our previous. I don't know, that one actually was one of my favorites.
That one was good.
I mean, the best part is you can look and see what the lyrics really are. If you're actually reading the lyrics, you can hear what he's really saying. But when you listen to that, it's like he's almost saying those exact words. That correct.
I was laughing so hard I found that I was cracking up.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before too, and it really made me laugh. We already showed this one, Diabetes. All right, so these next ones are a little bit longer. I think this one actually made me laugh. It's a Star Wars. It's a sitcom of the 80s if it was Star Wars. So I'll play. It's about a minute and a half. So here's that.
In a house where the stars shine bright, life's a little strange, but it feels just right. Galactic troubles, everyday fights, but love keeps the balance tight.
I sense a disturbance in the force, which usually means your mother is out shopping. You don't know the power of the thermostat. Leave it where I said it.
Oh, the past is wild, the future's fast. The family's the thing that's built to last. Oh, adventures come and go, it's true, but home is where the stars shine through.
Luke, I am your father, and as long as you live under my Death Star, you follow my rules. You were right about me. Tell your sister that I did eat that last slice of pizza.
Through light and dark, through near and far, no matter where we are, home's not too far. Ups and downs, wrong or right, family's the force that shines so bright. That's life in a family far, far away. A family far, far away. A family far, far away. Far, far away.
It's crazy with the kind of
I'd
stuff.
watch that show. Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah, the way AI is coming along, it's just nuts.
Chewie was the pet.
I like how C-3PO was the male.
R2D2 the washing machine.
Washing machine. Yeah, that was really good. Set them off. All right, now, yeah, okay. I'm not gonna play this. These two are kind of long. The VR museum. Here, let me just play a clip of this and see what. This is actually kind of cool, but it's a 3-minute video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
This is a museum where hand-painted drawings come to life. In this AR show, you will experience a real-time environment, like you won't find anywhere else.
How is it cloudy in the TV? Oh, it's beautiful, Mike. It really is.
Yeah, I don't want to. That thing. That's really cool, but I don't want to play the whole thing. It's like three minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where's that at? The 3D museum?
It didn't say. Do you remember where that was at, Jesse?
I'm looking right now.
All right, I can't remember where it was at. That was actually really cool. That those paintings come to life, and it's like you're watching. Obviously, you're watching a screen, so it looks like you're
San Francisco.
Okay.
Oh.
3D illusions.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really cool stuff. All right, so last one I'm going to play. This is about this is a commercial. I actually could think it's real. About a minute long. So let's play it, and we'll come back with thoughts and reactions.
I'm Richard, aka Big Head. I work at the Red House, and I'm black.
At the Red
I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, aka T-Engage. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
At the Red House.
I'm black and I love the Red House. I'm white and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman and I love the Red House.
I am white and the Red House is for me.
At the Red House.
Look at the sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person or a black person.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanic people too.
And all people.
Now they're still around, and that guy, the black guy, still works there. He's a manager. I looked him up.
Oh my god!
And that was from 2009.
It's actually a genius idea. Because you know what? Regardless of how stupid and corny it was, you're gonna always remember it.
Just
like up
Jones
there.
Barbecue.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's like that Jones Barbecue and foot massage commercial.
That's the best one.
Yeah, I didn't upload that one. I think everybody's seen that one though. But if you haven't, look it up. Just Google Jones Barbecue and foot
Jones,
massage.
that's all you'll think. Yeah,
and you'll find it. But I think the best part is those guys at the Red House. We gotta get them on. Maybe they can sing for us. All right, so we'll clear that off. And all right, so I guess we'll come to our final thing that we wanted to do tonight. So movies, we're all big movie fans. So this month there are 2, 4, 6, 8 movies that are coming out this month. And I put them there, come in order of release date. Now I got 2 trailers and I got the movie posters, and I can kind of tell you what. So I'll start off with the first movie. It's a trailer. It's about a little over 2 minutes long. I'll play it through. This movie, I didn't even know this movie was. It came out today. It's called Mickey 17. I had no idea what this movie was.
Yeah, I just heard about it the other day. I want to see it. Looks kind of.
I do. After watching the trailer, I kind of am interested in seeing it. Now, it's Robert Pattinson is the star. Stars in this with some other people too, but
dude from Walking Dead's in it. Glenn.
Yeah, Stephen Yeun.
Yeah.
So all right, let me play it real quick, and we can come back and talk about it. It's a little over 2 minutes. So here's the trailer.
On Earth, nothing was working out, and I wanted to get the hell out of there.
You're applying to be an expendable? You read through the paperwork.
Yeah. I should have read through it.
That's it. Mickey, deep breaths, fill your lungs. Imagine there's an unknown virus in the air.
And you're sucking in every single microscopic particle floating around.
All the viruses.
So good?
There really was an unknown virus in the air. Lethal one.
See you tomorrow.
Fellow pioneers, almost every single one of you will be remembered throughout history.
They made me work my ass off, giving me one shitty mission after another.
You're an expendable. You're here to be expended.
Every time I died, they just printed me out again. Everyone asks, what's it feel like to die? The ship was filled with mostly dickheads. But Nasha, she's always loved me. That's when everything changed. Multiples.
In the case of multiples, we exterminate every individual.
Which body goes first? One at a time is twice the fun.
You don't look like you're printed out. You're just a person.
It's not your fault. This is a fight to the death.
The simple fact is, we're in a state of war. And our survival is in the balance.
I got a job to do.
Mickey Barnes, fighting right to the end.
My great gift to mankind. Are you afraid to die? This time I wasn't scared.
And there, Mickey 17. I had never heard of this movie.
Looks
good. It does. It's based off of a 2022 novel called Mickey 7. So basically, the premise is it's set in the future. The plot follows a man who signs up to be an expendable in space, a disposable worker who every time he dies, he gets cloned. And obviously, Mickey 17 obviously is the 17th version of him. I guess it was premiered at the Berlin International Film Festival in February, and then it was released out in South Korea on the 28th, so last Friday, and it was released here today.
It looks like one of those movies that you would think would make no sense, but it's probably going to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they label it as a science fiction dark comedy, which I can see why. Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackel, Stephen Yeun, Toni Collette, and Mark Ruffalo are some of the main stars in that. It looks interesting. I definitely want to see it, and I actually I think I've mentioned it before, as I'm not one to really go to movies much anymore, but I think that's one I would go see in theaters.
Maybe.
I would. I think I would. It looks like it would be interesting. It's an hour and 37-minute or 137-minute runtime, so a little over 2 hours and almost 2 hours and 20 minutes. Next movie on the list here, it comes out next Friday. It stars Kate Blanchett, Tom Burke, some other people I can't even know these. It's called Black Bag.
I never heard of this one.
It stars Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, Marissa Abella, Tom Burke, Naomi Harris, a couple of people. It's is it going to say what it's about? Doesn't even say what it's about. That's stupid. I thought I read somewhere. It's American spy thriller, directed by Steven Soderbergh. Damn it, they didn't have much on this movie.
Regé-Jean Page. Okay, I know who that is.
Trying to see if I can find some more about this movie here real quick to give a synopsis. Oh, here it is. All right, overview. Here it is. When his beloved wife, Caitlin, is suspected of betraying the nation, intelligence agent George Woodhouse faces the ultimate test: loyalty to his marriage or his country. Oh, it's kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of movie.
Oh, okay.
They're both spies, and he's got she's suspected to be a traitor, and he's got a. Kate Blanchett's been in a lot of movies recently.
She's making a comeback.
Well, I mean, I've seen her in a lot of things. She's a good actress. I always liked her. All right, next one. I've seen the previews for this next one here. We called Novocaine.
I want to see that too, but not.
No. Nathan Kane is a mild-mannered introvert with a rare disorder where he doesn't feel any kind of pain. He must rescue his girlfriend who has been taken hostage in a bank robbery. I've seen the previews for this. I think we might have actually played the trailer for this, where he's seen something where he's getting like stabbed or something with something. He's like, yeah, it doesn't even feel anything here. This movie comes out on the 14th, so also next Friday. It's about 110 minutes. And isn't Jack Quaid? Isn't he in The Boys?
Yeah, he's Louis in The Boys.
Yeah, that's right.
That's Randy Quaid's son or Dennis Quaid's son, one of those guys.
It is Meg Ryan is his mother, and Dennis Quaid is his father.
Yeah.
I did not put the 2 and 2 together there. That
I looked him up when I was watching The Boys. I'm like, wait, that sounds familiar. So I looked him up.
Yeah, it's kind of like I just watched that TV. I think I mentioned to you guys. I watched that new series that's out with Kate Hudson called Running Point. It's basically based on Jeannie Buss. It's a comedy though.
Okay, yeah.
They don't. It's all fictitious stuff. Like they're the Los Angeles Waves instead of the Lakers, and it's basically she's somebody becomes president of the thing. Tom Hanks's son with Rita Wilson is in it. I didn't realize.
Chet Hanks.
Chet Hanks, yeah. You can tell it's him, but you can tell he's related to him. But he's very much of a very ghetto-ish, but he's really good. It's a really good show. If you watch, it's like each episode's like 30 minutes long. It's a comedy type of thing. But she takes over the team from her brother. Something happens for one of her brothers. He's basically gets arrested for having drugs on him and stuff. Anyway, next one is actually one I didn't even know. Now I'm not a huge fan of De Niro anymore. I think he's kind of done. He should just retire. But this is a movie I didn't even know this was coming out. It's basically, I guess it's a true story. It's kind of based on the Genovese, Frank Costello, families. It's a movie called The Alto Knights.
That looks pretty good.
Here's a trailer for it.
Where do I start? You're going down a very dangerous road.
And we ain't been down dangerous roads before. But that's the risk you take. Me, I take
Yeah, but
that
you're
risk.
not where I am. I give to charities, I pay my taxes.
Let's remember something. I put you where you are today. It's because of me. Mr. Good Citizen, you want to be like them? Come on, you ain't like them. They own this country. They're bigger gangsters than we ever could be. All of a sudden, you want to be half in, half out, half a racketeer. You can't have it both ways. You're either in, or you're out.
You must have seen who shot you.
The man took a shot at his own boss.
We just grew up together. Frank sometimes forgets where he comes from.
Little more fly off the handle.
Make sure he's dead. Bang, 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 bang.
I don't want to make a lot of noise. I don't
Noise, it's a fucking gun.
What happens now?
I'm gonna retire. I need to find a way to take it all down.
It's just you and me. We are our own family.
He's up to something.
I'm telling you, he's not going to try anything.
How do you know what he's gonna do?
Ooh, Lord, ain't my trouble so hard.
I didn't realize that he actually plays
New characters.
Yeah, he plays Vito Genovese and Frank Costello. He plays both of them in there.
Yeah, that was weird. I was trying to look that up. I'm like, is that say De Niro for two of them?
Yeah, he plays both. It's also Deborah Messing, Cosmo Jarvis, and Catherine Narducci is in it as well. Comes
Wallace
out
Langham's in it too. Ooh.
Who?
Wallace Langham from CSI.
Oh, okay.
And the dude from Mike and Molly, Vince is in it too. Characters.
See, I'm at the point now with De Niro. He only can play. He's only plays one character, and that was when you're listening to them talk. It's like he's playing. It's like his character from Goodfellas is talking to his character from any other mob movie he's been in. He's like I mean, I like these kind of movies. I'm not going to go see it in theaters. I'll wait till it comes out on digital and watch it. So I mean, it looks interesting. It could be good. I mean, it's Barry Levinson's a good director.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. All right, next movie, and this is one that's already got a lot of controversy. We might have already actually talked about it. It's the new Snow White movie they're coming out with. It comes out on the 21st as well, and of course, everybody's got a lot of it's up in arms because of who they cast to play. This just itself that the fact that they changed some of the dwarfs, they're not like what they were in the original. I don't know. Disney itself is like sinking at this point. I have no desire to watch this movie. I don't know about you guys.
It's no way I wouldn't watch it no matter what.
Well, I grew up with the Snow White stuff, so
we all did. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot about it that they're changing. They're changing. They're changing the way like some of them are. Like I think I'm looking at it. I'm trying to look and see. I know like Gal Gadot's in it.
Evil Queen.
Are these the elves?
I think that's them. I don't know.
Yeah, that's them. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. And they're dwarves, not elves.
You got Jones the Barbecue. I don't remember. There was a whole bunch of controversy. I wonder if they'll have it in this article. Reception. Oh, here it is. Pre-release controversies. Casting of the Latina actress Rachel Zegler to play Snow White drew criticism. I don't care about that. Yeah, to me, I don't care. It's not like the other. What's the other one there? What's that? The chick that played in
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid?
No, not that. Recently they just cast the woman who plays in Oz or the new Wicked, she's there of course because she's a lesbian black woman. She's gonna play Jesus. She's gonna play Jesus Christ Superstar. How can you get there? Her, the ball chick. Her. She's talented. She can sing. I'll give her that.
I lost respect for her when she went off in that person who made a fan poster. She's like, I worked hard my life for this.
They made the fan poster look like the actual poster from the.
I know, and she got mad about it.
She got mad about it.
She had a temper tantrum, and so get the fuck over
she can screw herself.
That's why I lost all interest in her.
So let's see the reimaging of the Seven Dwarfs. I guess Peter Dinklage.
Screw him too.
He commented on the upcoming Snow White remake as dismissing as a backward story. I guess there's just a bunch of people have criticized it, and then of course they're politicizing it. There you go. I don't know. I have no interest in watching it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
No.
How many times can you watch the story of Snow White?
I mean, I'm okay with them redoing that stuff. I mean, make them into live action, but the fact it's just just keep it true to what it was originally written. I mean, I understand that the argument is, well, there wasn't a lot of, diversity back then. So what? I don't. I'm okay with them casting a Latino actress to play Snow White. Fine.
Doesn't bother me any.
Doesn't bother me one bit. It's just when the actors start bringing their political views into it. It's a movie. You guys are being paid to entertain me. I'm not being paid. You're not being paid to shove your political views in my face. I don't give a shit.
Well, anybody that listens to actors or takes political advice from actors shouldn't.
No, because they're so out of touch with reality. Anyway, 3 more left. The next one is it's your typical Jason Statham movie. It's a working man. It comes out on the 28th.
I just saw that.
I know somebody that looks like him.
The screenplay in this
cheaper version.
The screenplay of this was written by Sylvester Stallone. The premise is Levin Cade, an ex-Royal Marines commando. Big surprise with that. Who's playing the main character? Leads a peaceful life as a construction worker in Chicago. However, Levin is forced to use his old set of skills to find his boss's teenage daughter, Jenny, who had been kidnapped by human traffickers. As soon as he uncovers a conspiracy of corruption and government agents involved in human trafficking. Pretty much. Jason Statham, David Harbour, Michael Pena. There's some good big name actors.
There's a little good cast in there.
Mm-hmm. Those are the three, like the ones that stand out right there. Jason Fleming, Naomi Gonzalez. I don't know some of the other ones, but the three main ones are Statham, Harbour, and Michael Pena. Pretty big, good cast looking there. It's a Jason Statham movie. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
I'll definitely watch it. You know, he reminds me of, he's like the modern day. Remember all the Jean-Claude Van Damme? And
Steven Seagal, that's who he is. But he's a better actor in my opinion.
Far from. Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, I never heard of this. It's a movie called Death of a Unicorn. It's coming out on the 28th. It's Paul Rudd's in this. Jenna Ortega, Will Poulter, Tia Leone, Richard Grant.
Tia Leone?
Yep, Tia Leone. Elliot Kinter and his teenage daughter Ridley accidentally hit a unicorn while en route to a crisis management summit with Elliot's boss and his family. The Leopolds seize the unicorn and their scientists discover that the creature is endowed with supernatural creative properties, which the Leopolds seek to exploit. However, as they delve deeper into the research, unicorn's mate arrives and begins to slaughter one by one of those involved exploitation of the dead creature. So it's a horror comedy.
Jenna Ortega.
I see a preview for that somewhere. I can't remember where.
Yeah, I think I did too. I just didn't put two and two together.
I might see that. I wouldn't see it in a video in the theater, but I might see it in the.
I wouldn't see it in theater.
There's not too many movies that are worth the theater these days.
No, not the money it costs nowadays.
No,
for the years,
it'd be around people. And then finally, a movie called The Woman in the Yard. This is starring. Let's see, I thought there was people on there. Daniel Deadweiler and some other people. I don't know who they are. A lone spectral woman shrouded entirely in black appears at the family's front lawn without explanation and warns them, "Today's the day." Where did she come from? What does she want? When will she leave? Only the woman in the yard knows. That's the premise that comes out on this.
Sound interesting.
Comes out on March 28th, as you can see there. Yeah, it's from the producers of Megan. So yeah,
should be interesting.
I'll be afraid of that.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, they think it's Kane or something. When we get them, I don't know. All right, well, that is it. Those are the movies that are coming out. There's probably other movies out there, but these are the ones that I seem to be the most interesting. So,
the autopsy report was released for Gene Hackman.
I saw that he died of. It sounds like his wife died first, and then he died.
He tried to help her, yeah, and then he had Alzheimer's and stuff, and he just died. She died of hantavirus or something like that.
Something like that. I saw that too. I read it before we went on. I was kind of like,
just came across my phone. So okay.
Something doesn't sound right with it.
No,
I think she killed him. I thought she killed him at first.
I thought so too, but that's like doesn't make any sense. But you know,
doesn't explain the dog. The dog was dead.
The dog was locked in the cage for 14 days, so it had no water.
It died of starvation.
Died of starvation and dehydration.
Yeah,
I thought it was in a closet.
Closet or a cage, one of those two, was locked up. It couldn't get out.
And then said the other one was running loose.
There's two more outside. There's one more in the house and one outside. Yeah, so it wasn't anything suspicious. Just tragic accident.
Yeah.
As of right now.
All right. Well, another successful showdown. Next week we are back, but at a new time for the foreseeable future. We won't be on until 9:15ish. Thank me for that. Baseball practice starts for my son, and I've got to be there since I'm a coach. So we'll be back next week. The 8 o'clock time slot will return probably when I go on my vacation or practice is over. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys. But for right now, for the foreseeable future, we will be on starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or maybe 9:15. Depends on what time I get home. If you guys want to start before me, without me, you can. If you want to wait for me, whatever. I don't care. So, with that, we will be back next week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit that bell, the like button, subscribe. You can contact us through the email. It's zeroviewproductions@gmail.com if you have any topics you want us to discuss. Keep an eye out for some new shows debuting on the network. I know Clueless Rancher should be coming on soon. Correct, Jim?
Yep.
Talking to one about doing a beauty show podcast.
All right. Well, we got logos made.
Emails.
Yeah. So keep an eye. We got more coming here. Jesse's playing D&D tomorrow night. So we can talk
Tomorrow
about that
during
next
the
week.
day, not during night.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tomorrow during the night. Tomorrow night, we'll see you at dinner. So
Yes, I'll be there at dinner in my costume.
you better. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
See y'all later.
Thanks for watching.
No scripts required to live. No scripts